brain can be divided into three parts. First one is brain is divided into three parts. First one, forebrain, central nervous or central neural system. Second one is peripheral neural system. CNS, central neural or nervous system. Peripheral neural or nervous system. Now let us discuss the central neural system. Central neural system consists of brain and spinal cord. These are the two parts divided into the central neural system. Let us see this diagram. This is the human brain. First, brain is the main. The human brain is covered and protected by the three layers or three cranial meninges. First one is a dura mater. First one is a dura mater. And second one is a arachnoid membrane. Arachnoid membrane. And third one is a pia mater. These are the three layers of the protected by the brain. In a central human brain is divided into three layers. First one is a dura mater and second one is arachnoid membrane. Third one is a pia mater. This is the dura mater is covered or outer thick double layer membrane. Dura mater is thick double layer membrane. Next, arachnoid membrane is it is thin like a network or net like a membrane. Pia mater is it is a thin membrane closely attached to the brain. Okay, next once again third one is the pia mater. This is a very thin membrane closely attached to the brain. Once again, see ma. First, brain is three layered or three membranes are covered and protected to the brain. First one is dura mater is thick. Dura mater is thick, double layered. Next, second one is arachnoid membrane is it is the thin net like membrane. Next, third one is pia mater is it is a thin membrane. It is a thin membrane. This is closely attached to the brain. These are the three membranes of the are layered protected to the brain. You can observe this diagram. This is a dura mater. Second one is a arachnoid membrane. Third one is a pia mater. These are the you can observe in this diagram of the brain. Next, you can see first pia mater, okay, pia mater. Next, arachnoid membrane. Next, dura mater. These are the three membranes are laid covered with the human brain. First one is pia meter is separated. Pia meter is separated from the arachnoid membrane by called subarachnoid. Subarachnoid space. Pia meter and arachnoid separated from the layer or space is called subarachnoid space. Next, arachnoid and durometer separated from durometer by the subdural space. This is the arachnoid membrane separated from the durometer. That space is called subdural space. Subarachnoid space, subdural space. Now the brain can be divided into three parts. First one is brain is divided into three parts. First one forebrain. Second one is midbrain, and third one is hindbrain. These are the three parts of the brain. These are the parts of the human brain. Let us discuss forebrain contains which parts, next one midbrain contains which parts, and hindbrain contains which parts. Now discuss. First one is forebrain. First one is forebrain. Forebrain is first. These are divided into three. First one is olfactory lobes. Second, B1 is cerebrum. B1 is cerebrum, and third one is dencephalin. Dencephalin or dencephalin. These are the three main parts of the forebrain. You can observe this brain diagram. First one is this one is cerebrum. Next, this is the major part of the brain in forebrain. Now let us discuss one by one. First one is olfactory lobes. Second one is cerebrum, and third one is dencephalin. These are the three parts of the forebrain. Let us discuss first one. Olfactory lobes. These club-shaped, widely spread bodies are visible from the ventral surface only. Olfactory lobes receive smell impulse. First, that main character is smell impulse. Functions of olfactory lobes. Function is these are concerned with the sense of smell. Sense of smell. This is the first function of the olfactory lobes. Next, second one is cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It consists of two lobes are called cerebral hemispheres. The surface of the brain has folds. They appear as folds are called gyri. The folds are called gyri. Next, the deepest and grooves between the folds are called sulci. This one is folds are called gyri. The deepest and grooves between the folds are called sulci. Sulci are very prominent and divided each hemisphere into 4 lobes. These cerebrum functions are 3 functional areas. First one is sensory impulses. Sensory impulse. Next one is second function is voluntary muscular movements. Muscular movements. And third one is neither clearly sensor or motor in functions. Sensory and motor in functions. These are the 3 functions of the cerebrum. Again I am repeat cerebrum functions. First, cerebrum is the largest part of brain. It consists of 2 lobes called cerebral hemisphere. The surface of the cerebrum has many folds. They appear as folds are called gyri. The deepest and grooves between the folds are called sulci. Sulci are very prominent and divide each hemisphere into 4 lobes. These are the main function of the cerebrum. 3 functional areas, sensory and muscular and sensory nor motor in functions. These are the main important function of the cerebrum. Next, third one is the diencephalon. Third one is or C1 is it has divided into 3. It has epithalamus, second one is thalamus, and third one is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. These are the divided into diencephalon. First one is epithalamus. It has a root of the diencephalon. Epithalamus, it is the root of the diencephalon. It is a non-nervous part. This one is a non-nervous part. You can observe first one is diencephalon is divided into 3 epithalamus and consists of epithalamus and thalamus and hypothalamus. Epithalamus is the non-nervous part. Non-nervous part. Next one is the thalamus. It is above the midbrain. You can see brain diagram. This is the midbrain. Above the midbrain and coordinate sensory and motor signals. Thalamus is coordinates sensory and motor signals. Motor signals. These are the function of the thalamus. Next one is the hypothalamus. It is a funnel shaped infundibulum connected to pituitary body. It secretes hormones. It controls and activates and automatic nervous system. It has thermoregulatory, thrust and hunger centers. Hypothalamus is thermoregulatory, thrust and hunger centers. Which one? This one is forebrain. Which part? Diencephalon part. These are consist of hypothalamus. These are center of the thermoregulation, thrust and hunger. These are the main characters of the hypothalamus. Diencephaly. These are the some functions of the thermoregulation. Regulatory, that means temperature. మన బాడీలో దీని నుంచి మనకు హార్మోన్స్ రిలీజ్ అవుతున్నాయని మనం చెప్పాం. ఆ హార్మోన్స్ మనకు ఏ విధంగా ఉపయోగపడతాయి? థర్మోరెగ్యులేటరీ, దట్ మీన్స్ మనకు టెంపరేచర్, ఉష్ణోగ్రతను, నెక్స్ట్ థ్రస్ట్ మనకి దప్పిక, నెక్స్ట్ హంగర్ అంటే ఏంటిది ఆకలి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకు ఫీలింగ్స్ అనేటువంటివి దేనివల్ల మనకు అవుతున్నాయంటే మనకి డైనిసెఫాలీ. యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టూడ్ మా దిస్ ఫంక్షన్స్. డైనిసెఫాలీలో ఎపిథలామస్, థలామస్ అండ్ హైపోథలామస్. ఎపిథలామస్ నాన్ నర్వస్ పార్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ థలామస్ ఈజ్ సెన్సారీ అండ్ motor signals. Hypothalamus, these are the three functions of the hypothalamus. Okay, next, which brain this one is a midbrain. This one is a midbrain. Okay, midbrain divided into three parts. Before I said, you can remembering and you write short notes. Okay, next one is hindbrain. Next one is a hindbrain. Sorry students, before I discuss what I said forebrain, let us now discuss midbrain. Midbrain is located between two thalamus and optic lobes. Four optic lobes. There are two larger anterior optic lobes are called superior caliculi. Superior caliculi. Next, two smaller. This one is larger. This one is two smaller posterior lobes are called inferior caliculi. The four optic lobes are there in midbrain. These are the major part and major parts is the four optic lobes. These are divided into two larger optic lobes are anterior side or anterior optic lobes are called superior caliculi. Two smaller posterior lobes are called inferior caliculi. These are the functions of this one is a midbrain is a visual and auditory. Visual and auditory. You understood? Visual means these are the optic means kallu, eyes. What is the functions? That one is visualization and auditory. Vinatam. These are the main functions of the midbrain. Okay, this is the midbrain. Next, we will discuss the hindbrain. That is the third part of the brain. Forebrain. First one is second one is midbrain. Next, third one is hindbrain. The hindbrain comprises cerebellum, pons varolii and medulla oblongata. These are the three main parts of the hindbrain. First one is cerebellum. Second one is pons varolii and third one is medulla oblongata. These are the three parts of the hindbrain. You can observing the brain diagram. This is the medulla oblongata. This is the cerebellum. These are the parts of the hindbrain. Before is optic lobes are there, that one is located into the midbrain. Okay. Now let us discuss one by one. First one there, I am telling their functions are there. First one is cerebellum. In which brain? Hindbrain. Cerebellum is the second largest part of brain. First largest part of forebrain, that is called cerebrum. Second largest part of the brain part is called cerebellum. It is white matter distributed in the form of the arborate. It is surrounded by the grey matter. It is a white matter distributed in the form of like a tree. This is surrounded by the grey matter. Cerebellum controls and coordinates locomotor movements. It is maintains equilibrium. This is the controls and coordinates locomotor movement. Locomotor movement and maintains the equilibrium. That one is అంటే సమతా స్థితి. మన బాడీ సమతా స్థితి ఉండటానికి మెయిన్ పార్ట్ ఏంటి మనది? హిండ్ బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద cerebellum. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ part is pons varolii. It has are present below the cerebellum. Present below the cerebellum. It has which controls the respiratory muscles. Pons varolii. This is the controls respiratory muscles. Respiratory muscles. You know ma, in a respiratory muscle, that means in our organ in human body, that one is main organ is lungs. You can understood and you can remember that one is respiratory. Point is respiratory muscles in the pons varolii. Next one is medulla oblongata. This one is medulla oblongata. ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది? లైక్ మనకు ఒక స్టాక్, ఒక కాడ మాదిరిగా ఉంటుంది. ఇది దీని యొక్క ఫంక్షన్స్ మనము, ఇట్ హ్యాస్ సెంటర్స్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ద ఇన్వాలంటరీ యాక్షన్స్ లైక్ రెస్పిరేషన్, స్వాలోయింగ్, respiration and cardiovascular. Next one is cough, sneezing. These are the functions of the medulla oblongata. You can see first one, pons varolii is respiratory muscles are controlling that one, the pons varolii. Cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. This one is equilibrium. This is the సమతా స్థితి. శరీరాన్ని సమతా స్థితిలో ఉంచడానికి ఉపయోగపడేటువంటి పార్ట్ వచ్చేసి మనకి cerebellum. Third one is medulla oblongata. These are the functions is swallowing. Swallowing means mingatam. Next one is respiration. Next one is cardiovascular. Next one is cough, దగ్గటం, sneezing, తుమ్మటం. ఇవన్నీ కూడా these are the controlling in the hindbrain. That third part is medulla oblongata. First you can recall that one is brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Before I am said the forebrain, that is the parts you can remember ma, that there are functions. Next one is midbrain. Next one is hindbrain. These are the main functions and diagram in the human brain. You can observe in the parts of the brain. gyri, sulci, cerebellum, medulla oblongata. This is the spinal cord. They are going through continue. This one is medulla oblongata continues with the spinal cord. This is the cerebrum. You can remembering the key points. You can write the short notes. Okay. Next, spinal cord. That subtopic is a spinal cord. Okay, next topic we are going to discuss a spinal cord. In that topic we are teaching before, I am telling one of the meaning is a brainstem. Brainstem is a midbrain, pons feroli, medulla oblongata together form a brain stem. Together form a brain stem. Okay, next topic is a spinal cord. Okay students, we have seen before about diagram of brain. Now move on topic of spinal cord. This is the rough diagram of spinal cord. Okay. Spinal cord is located in the vertebral canal of the vertebral column. Located in the vertebral canal. Vertebral canal of the vertebral column. It is protected by the vertebra and spinal meanings called durameter and arachnoid and piameters. It is protected by the spinal meninges called dura. Next one is arachnoid and pia. These are the three meninges of the spinal cord and protected there. Next one, grey matter is center and white matter is outer side. The spinal cord is divided into right and left halves by two groups, namely anterior is median fission gyri. Next one, posterior median sulcus. These are the two groups, namely in the spinal cord. First anterior median. Next posterior median is the sulcus. This is the gyri. These are the two divided in the spinal cord groups name. The internal anatomy of spinal cord shows H shape. This is the internal structure you can observe. This is the which shape? H shape. Like a butterfly shaped. Central area grey matter. Before I said no more. Grey matter and surrounded by the outer is white matter. The grey matter is subdivided into two regions called anterior and posterior horns. This is the anterior and posterior the horns. This is the structure of and bring some parts you can observe this one. First one is the internal structure H shaped. Next one is outside is the white color and internal in the grey color. This is the matter of the spinal cord. Next one is okay. This is the short notes of the spinal cord. Let us see few types of nerves. Okay, sensory nerves are neurons. Next, motor neurons and mixed or association neurons. Okay, what is the meaning of sensory neurons or sensory nerves? Now we can one example ma. మనకి ఏదైనటువంటి ఒక దెబ్బ తగిలినప్పుడు ఆ పెయిన్ని దాని మెసేజెస్ని మనం తీసుకొని మనకు బ్రెయిన్కి నెక్స్ట్ అందచేసేటువంటి న్యూరాన్స్ని మనం ఏమంటారంటే సెన్సారీ న్యూరాన్స్ అంటారు. అలాగనే మనకి దానికి సంబంధించి మనకి ఏదైనటువంటి దెబ్బ తగిలింది, ఆ దెబ్బ తగిలింది అన్నటువంటి మెసేజ్ని బ్రెయిన్కి అందజేసేటువంటి వాటిని సెన్సారీ నర్వ్స్ అంటారు. ఆ దెబ్బ తగిలింది దాన్ని మనము ఇప్పుడు కాలింది అనుకుంటే మనము ఆ కాలిన మెసేజెస్ను పంపించేటువంటి న్యూరాన్స్ని మనం సెన్సారీ నర్వ్స్ అంటాం. మనం వెనక్కి లాగేసుకునేటువంటి ప్రాసెస్కి ఉపయోగపడేటువంటి న్యూరాన్స్ దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటారంటే మోటార్ న్యూరాన్స్ అంటారు. ఈ రెండింటి కలిపి ఉన్నటువంటి క్యారెక్టర్స్ కలిగి ఉన్నటువంటి వాటిని మిక్స్డ్ న్యూరాన్స్ అనేటువంటి అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ move on, the topic is peripheral neural system. Next topic is peripheral neural system. Okay, this is the meaning of the nerves coming to the brain. Nerves are called cranial nerves and spinal cord. Nerves are called spinal nerves. Okay, the nerves which are present in the brain is nerves are called cranial nerves. The nerves which are present in the spinal cord nerves is called spinal nerves. Okay, let us see cranial nerves. How many are there in the human beings? Cranial nerves are 12 pairs of human. Functionally, they are the 3 types, namely sensory, next motor, next mixed. Before I said no more 3 types of nerves are there. 12 pairs of nerves are cranial nerves. These are the mixed nerves. These are the 3 types of nerves: sensory, motor and mixed. First, olfactory nerves or olfactory nerves, optic nerves. Next, this nerve is a sensory nerve. It rises from the olfactory epithelium. Olfactory or epithelium. Next, optic nerve also sensory nerve. It rises from the retina of the eye. Next, facial nerve. This is the mixed nerve. This is the mixed nerve. Next, trigeminal nerve. This is also mixed nerve. Next, pathetic nerve. This is the motor nerve. Next, vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the mixed nerve. Next, spinal accessory nerve is the motor nerve. Next, oculomotor nerve. This is the motor nerve. Next one is hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. This is the motor nerve. Next, Abducens nerve. This is also motor nerve. Next one is vestibulocondylar nerve. This is the sensory nerve. Next, glossopharyngeal nerve. This is the also mixed nerve. These are the cranial nerves of 12 pairs. Let us see spinal nerves. Spinal nerves 31 pairs. Spinal nerves 31 pairs, which are classified into 5 groups. Divided depending or based on their location. The spinal nerves are 30 pairs. These are depending or based on the location. They are divided into 5 groups. First one is thoracic. 12 pairs are there. Next, lumbar. These are the 5 pairs. Next one, sacrum. These also 5 pairs of spinal nerves. And coccygeal. These also 1 pair. Next, cervical. This is also 8 pairs. Total how many? Totally 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Depending they are based on the location. They are divided into 5 groups. This is the spinal nerves. Okay, next neural system is somatic and autonomic. Okay, neural system. Autonomic neural system and somatic neural system. This is the sensory and motor neurons. Next, these sensory carry impulses from the different somatic receptors. Different somatic receptors. Next, somatic motor neurons innervate skeletal muscles to produce voluntary movements. The effect is excitation. These are the some characters of the somatic neural system. Next, let us see autonomic neural system. This one includes sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. Sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. Okay, these are sensory signals are pursued. The motor neurons regulate in the involuntary activities or cardiac muscles and glands. Now we can discuss sympathetic and parasympathetic. Their characters we can see. SNS. Next. sympathetic neural system active during stress conditions. Stress conditions. This is the active during relaxed period. Relaxed period. Okay. Before I said Doma, this one is glance. Organ wise effect. First one is eye. The sympathetic is dilates the pupil of the eye. This one is constricts eye, one of the organ. Next one is heart. Heart, SNS, sympathetic nervous system is force of contraction. Force of contraction. Heart increases rate of heart. Next, PNS is a slow down. Next, lungs. SNS is relaxes. This one is constricts of bronchi. Next, kidneys. Kidneys SNS is stimulates secretion of renin. Next, PNS is decreases secretion of renin. Which organ? Kidney. These are the examples of and difference between in the sympathetic and parasympathetic in the neural system. These are the some characters. The effect of glance. This is a synapse diagram. What is the meaning of synapse? The information passed between one neuron to another neuron. Here see my picture. The message passed neuron, dendrites to neuron. Here see the message comes from to dendrites to axon and dendrites and axon. This process is called synapse transmission. That is topic is synapse or synaptic transmission. Let us see that process. A synapse is formed by membranes of presynaptic neuron and post synaptic neurons, which may or may not be separated by a gap is called synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft. Yes, a synapse is formed by the membranes, presynaptic membrane, postsynaptic membrane or neuron. These are the separated, may or may not be separated by a gap called synaptic cleft. There are two types of synapses. First one is electrically and second one is chemical. These are the two types of synapses. An electrical synapses, the membranes of pre and post synaptic neurons are very closely compared to the chemical synapses. An electrical synapses, the membranes of pre and post synaptic neurons are very closed compared to the chemical synaptic neurons or chemical synapses. In a chemical synapses, the membranes of the pre and post synaptic neurons are separated by the fluid filled space called synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft. Chemical messengers called neurotransmitters are involved in the transmission of impulses of these synapses. Neurotransmitters are released from the synaptic vessels of axon terminals. That is the chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. The chemical messengers are called neurotransmitters are involved the transmission of impulse or impulses. At these synapses, neurotransmitters are released from the synaptic vessels of axon terminals. Axon terminals. Next, when an impulse arouses at the axon terminal, it gets depolarized. Then calcium chemicals are opened. When the impulse arouses the axon terminals, it gets depolarized. Then calcium ions opened. Calcium ions opened at axon terminals. Axon terminals. Next, calcium ions are stimulate the movement of the synaptic vessel towards the membrane. Here they fuse with the plasma membrane and release the neurotransmitters and in the synaptic cleft by the exocytosis. Exocytosis. Calcium ions stimulate the movement of the synaptic vessels towards the membrane. Here they fuse with the plasma membrane. Before I said no more, plasma pre-sympathetic and post that membrane and release their neurotransmitters in the synaptic cleft by the exocytosis. Next, the released the neurotransmitters bind their the specific receptors present on the post synaptic membrane. The post synaptic membrane has changes the entry of ions generate a new potential in the post synaptic neuron. This is the some matter and this is the main points of the synaptic transmission. Now I will draw rough diagram of synaptic transmission. This one is axon. Next, axon terminal. Next, this one is synaptic vesicles. Synaptic Next, here pre-synaptic membrane. This one. Next, here the post-synaptic membrane. These are the parts of the synaptic transmission. Once again, I will some few key points now I am telling. Yes, a nerve impulse is transmitted from one neuron to another neuron through junctions are called synapse. A synapse is formed by the membranes of pre-synaptic neuron and post-synaptic neuron, which may or may not be separated by gap field called synaptic cleft. There are two types of synapses, electrical and chemical. Electrical and chemical. Next, an electrical synapse is the membrane of the pre and post-synaptic neurons are very close together, are very closely compared to the chemical synapses. In a chemical synapses, the membranes of the pre and post-synaptic neurons are separated by the fluid-filled space called synaptic cleft. Okay. Next, neurotransmitters are released from the synaptic vessels or axon terminals. These axon terminals gets depolarized. That means then calcium chemicals are opened. Calcium ions stimulate the movement of the synaptic vessel toward the membranes. The released neurotransmitters bind to the specific receptors present in the post-synaptic membrane. The post-synaptic membrane has channels or ligand changing that channels. What is that? Post-synaptic membrane. The entry of ions generate the new potential in the post-synaptic neuron. These are the some few points of the synaptic or transmission. Okay students. I am writing some important questions on the board. You write short notes that questions answers. Okay. First question. Differences between somatic and autonomic neural system. This is the one question. Next is the write down cranial nerves. Cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Write synaptic transmission and draw diagram. Okay. These are the tense in this chapter. Thank you to all giving for me great opportunity. All students studying very well, I hope. Thank you all.